All right, check, check, check. Check, check, check.
Check, check. Test, test.
Are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
The end of the winter season draws closer as a bunch of teams and individuals cap their season with MHSAA titles. From the cheer and the wrestling mats to the bowling lanes, we've got you covered. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The second week of winter finals is behind us, and championships were won by 4 cheer teams, 4 boys bowling teams, 4 girls bowling teams, 8 individual bowlers, and 70 individual wrestlers. We'll try and get through as many as we can here. Starting with cheer, all 4 champions were crowned at McGurk Arena on the campus of Central Michigan University. In Division I, Rochester Hills Stony Creek edged out Rochester Adams and Rochester High for the title. The 3 Rochester schools have combined to win the last 5 Division I titles. In D2, Allen Park won its 4th title in the last 5 years. Allen Park and neighbor Gibraltar Carlson have won every Division II championship since 2008. Croswell Lexington won its 2nd straight MHSAA championship in Division III. The Pioneers were 0.4 of a point better than runner-up Pontiac Notre Dame Prep. And in Division IV, Hudson has now won 5 consecutive D4 titles and 6 in the last 7 years. Trailing after round 1, the Tigers easily outpointed the field in rounds 2 and 3. Complete coverage from Mount Pleasant is now available at MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Detroit Catholic Central's Darius Marinas. He won a 4th straight Division I individual wrestling title. He bested previously unbeaten Jaden Williams from Roseville for the championship. Marinas finished the year 50-0. Dundee's Cade Kloos also won his 4th straight Division III individual wrestling title. Kloos defeated Drew Hansen of Gladstone in the final. The 4 individual titles go nicely with the 4 team wrestling titles Kloos has helped Dundee capture during his career. And to Romeo's sisters, Belisha and Kaylee Manuel, who are now MHSAA champions in the girls division. Combined, the sisters were 49-1 this season.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the court. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
Throughout the high school hockey season, you are used to seeing 3 officials on the ice. But starting in the quarterfinal round, 4 officials are used. The 4-person system utilizes 2 referees and 2 linesmen, and that's used for quarters, semis, and the finals. This system allows for more coverage. The 2 referees can concentrate on penalties and other rules. The 2 linesmen' primary duties are offsides and icing. The move to 4 officials allows for more consistent coverage of the fastest game in the MHSAA. And like we do in other sports, the best officials are chosen for the final rounds.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. On the lanes, the Zeeland girls bowling team is the best in Division 1. They knocked off South Lyon in the final. In Division 2, Flint Kearsley won its 9th title in the last 11 seasons. Madison Heights Bishop Foley was the best in Division 3. And Traverse City Christian defeated Bronson to win the title in Division 4. On the boys' side, Granville needed a tiebreaker win in the semifinals to make the finals, but when they got there, they dispatched Davison in the finals of Division 1. Like their counterparts on the girls' side, the Flint Kearsley boys are also Division 2 MHSAA champions. Frankenmuth cruised to a title in Division 3. And in Division 4, just as their girls' team did, Traverse City Christian captured the title. For more on all 8 team champions and to read about the 8 individual bowling champions, please check out MHSAA.com. We've also got complete coverage of all 5 divisions of the individual wrestling finals held at Ford Field in Detroit over the weekend. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Bulldogs looking to inbound against the pressure. Lobbed ahead over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Jams it down over top of Orbaugh. Oh my goodness. The tomahawk jam over top of the defender.
Up fake, leaning right elbow. Skips the right corner to Watson. Catch and shoot 3. Splash. Muskegon has taken the lead. 47-46. Justin Watson, another triple. He has 9. 138 in the third, and a big red lead.
One, giving on to Titus. Titus, Eagles, pull-up shot for the lead. Good! Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down. 45. And it's the ultimate revenge for Tri-Unity. Another state championship for Coach Keeler's squad. The defenders of Tri-Unity Christian, state champions in Division 4. 56-45 the final. This is March on MGN, and this is game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, he's back. Chandler Timmers joined us, and it's a big one here tonight. It's the regional championship in D1. It's Region 2 at East Kentwood and CT. This has been the region, the districts before, of absolute chaos. All the favorites falling by the wayside, but a couple really good, really determined teams here. Zeeland West led by a huge crop of a lot of senior 3-4-year starter experience. The same can be said for Forest Hill Central under a first-year, new young head coaching regime as well, CT. This is one of those matchups. Both have been on a little bit of a Cinderella run. It's going to continue, and there's more hardware getting picked up tonight.
Yeah, sure is. It's going to be a big one. And two teams that have got a lot of experience, and that can be valuable this time of year. You know, maybe they weren't expected to make it this far, but when you've got guys like that with some experience, have some leaders out there, some big names that scored a lot of points throughout their careers, done a lot of different things, and so you get these big moments, big games, and you get some of the best performances from them, and how both these teams a chance to try to win a regional title.
And both of these teams, while they maybe came from a little bit easier districts than, for example, like the district where East Kentwood or Northview came from, they certainly had to do a lot of big-time winning on Tuesday. For Zeeland West, it was taking down Northview. For Forest Hill Central, it was taking down East Kentwood. So two real favorites, two teams that thought that they, and had good reason to believe that they had state championship type aspirations. So they're battle-tested, they're coming off big wins, and now they also have kind of seen the best, and they've got all that extra confidence built up. And sometimes all it comes down to in this tournament is everyone's got talent, who's more confident, and it might be as simple as that, and both these teams are off the charts right now.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine both these squads feeling pretty confident in themselves and having some big wins under the belt already. Of course, a couple close games along the path for both these teams, but once you're able to win those, and you can feel the energy and the crowd as you get further along in the tournament, and understanding the type of moments that you're in and the significance of the games, and I think you're going to see some really good performances again.
This is the Centennial Securities pregame show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's get into some of these talking points in this game. The pace, the style of basketball game, some of the matchups head-to-head that you're going to see both up front and in the backcourt as well. These teams, they've got some counteracting strengths to each other, and that all is what helps add into this basketball game. So we're going to step aside, be right back in a couple minutes here on the Centennial Securities pregame show.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Bullhouse rips it out. Here we go. Miles Steffen to run the first attack here. And a couple of points on that possession. Doesn't get it. Physical game early. Slow down. The game gets slopped up. And it winds up being an all-time classic. I expect nothing short of that tonight again.
Yeah, I think so.
Neves, corner, got one. And a timeout from Coach Vanderslijk's Gymnasium. Centennial Securities pregame show. Let's take a look. Nate, best thing to say about it. Really fun contest. Bulldogs will get it out of the break right here with 53 seconds to go. Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the going by DeYoung of the Bulldogs. DeYoung for Reagan Neris, free throw line. Turns the back, left wing, Wade, triple try, splash! What a couple of moments and possessions for the Bulldog freshman. Timeout from Coach Riddell. Unbelievable. Here for Reynolds, second free throw, the right hand overhead motion is good for Caden Neves. Really terrific game for him. He's now got 10 of Granville's 26 and a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Wing Sorokin bounding into the lane, left corner DeYoung, all alone, triple, splash, right down the hatch, absolutely pure for Jackson DeYoung, Granville by 9. It is good for Caden Neves, really terrific game for him. He's now got 10 of Granville's 26 and a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. We'll go to highlights to start in the first half with the Neves dunk and then a couple more that we'll follow that up with. All alone, drives the basket, jams it, and one! He's fouled through the dunk. Caden Neves finishing strong with the right hand. Has a chance for one more.
You can feel confident.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
You can feel confident choosing Farmers, which means a black cat doesn't always spell bad news.
What about a gang of them?
Actually, a group of cats is called a clouder. Isn't that right, tough guy?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, here to East Kentwood. Nate Chandler here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Getting a little bit closer here on our Centennial Securities pregame show. Zeeland West and Forest Hill Central here tonight on our MGN Radio Plus coverage of a regional championship game in Division I. Couple teams have both picked up big and kind of convincing, impressive upsets on Tuesday for Zeeland West over Northview and for Forest Hill Central over host East Kentwood. CT, getting into some of the matchups. The first week, we talk about it with high school basketball almost every time. That's the pace, it's the style of the game that you can expect. And the thing about this matchup is there's a lot of size for Zeeland West. They have a big advantage there, a little bit more guard play and probably a little bit more speed. Also, potentially a little bit more depth in the rotation, maybe 8 or 9 deep versus 7 or 8 deep for Central versus West. The pace will be interesting because I think both these teams like to be half-court. They like to be quick to the half-court, but then run their offensive sets in the half-court with more half-court defense. The question is, which one of those teams may be more likely to change things? Probably Forest Hill Central, the two. If we see a faster-paced game, you think it's going to be Coach George forcing that issue.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine if there's a team that's built to go a little bit more up-tempo, turn on the pressure if it's needed, it would be the Rangers. And just because of their guard play, their senior experience there that they have, that they'd be a little bit more built to try to go quicker, try to force some turnovers, and try to neutralize a little bit of the size that the Ducks have in the forward and center position. See if that's something that they try to get into. Expect them probably to play it pretty straight up, at least early on, and then see as the game goes along if they get some opportunities to up the tempo.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to be interesting. I think defensively we expect the base for both teams to be half-court, man-to-man defensively. Both teams have shown some different matchup zone looks in the past as well. It's going to be a real tactical battle, I think, that we're going to have our eyes on. One matchup that, if we do get it head-to-head, isn't going to be as much tactical and it's more going to be man-on-man, is we talk about every game when you have Merritt Aldrink, the Mr. Basketball Finals for Zeeland West, 4-year starter on his way to Indiana State. Who is checking him? And a lot of times, teams have a mixture of ways they do so. The expectation, you would think, is it will be Ty Hudkins. He'll be a little bit undersized in that matchup, if that is the way that Forest Hill Central decides to go at 6', 6'1". But of course, he's on his way to Purdue to play safety. If there's the kind of athlete that you would want checking a guy like Merritt Aldrink, Hudkins certainly fits a lot of that bill, and that's a really, really interesting matchup both ends of the floor if we get it.
It sure is. I think that one is going to be huge to helping decide this game when you look at Hudkins, who is going to be giving up 5-6 inches against Merritt Aldrink, but definitely has that style of play where he can play much more physical than what his height shows, and so we'll see how he's able to hold up defensively. Of course, Aldrink, one of the tallest players on the floor, doesn't necessarily have to play and doesn't play in the paint all the time, so he can play out on the wing, which would be in Hudkins' favor. I think where you're going to see some of that is if Merritt Aldrink can slash to the basket a little bit, use his size, get to the paint off the dribble, and we'll see how Hudkins can hold up defensively.
Other side of the ball, looking more at the Forest Hill Central offense, and dangerous player to check in that regard, Jonas Vanderwood, 6'3" senior, guard and wing, had 16 points in the win over East Kentwood Tuesday night. He is, if he isn't the best shooter, quite honestly, in West Michigan in terms of quick release, he is the best free throw shooter, if nothing else. He's certainly right in the top 2 or 3. This kid can shoot the basketball. The question is, what will Zeeland West do to check him? Because Zeeland West has done a couple different things defensively with their matchups. They've liked their big senior point guard, Miles Steffen, who's on his way to Cornerstone, doing a little bit of defense inside against bigs from time to time. Trenton Bullhouse, another safety, if we're talking about safeties in the fall. He'll pick up that matchup. Luke Baker. I'll be interested to see what is done to stop Vanderwood, especially out at the perimeter where he's so dangerous.
Yeah, you have to expect it's going to kind of be a committee approach a little bit too, and you've got multiple guys with some size at the guard position for the Ducks, that you've got multiple shooters for the Rangers that can all shoot it well from beyond the arc, of course led by Vanderwood and his shooting ability from the outside, but it's going to be tough for the Ducks to try to keep up with the speed of the Rangers. Vanderwood's ability to get open. They're going to have to try to chase them off the three-point line. That's where Rangers potentially going to have the advantage.
I will note Zeeland West was just doing a little bit of a matchup zone drill right now during their warm-up, so maybe put that into the back of your mind just a little bit. Depth, we talked about it with the pace a little bit, and by this time of year, everyone is starting to tighten those rotations massively. I mean, what might have been a rotation when we saw Forest Hill Central of 10 in December is a rotation of 9 and then 8 and closing. But for Zeeland West, 5 senior starters, 2 guys, both guards, juniors come off the bench. That's really the bulk of the rotation for Coach Klein. For Forest Hill Central, they might have 2 to 3 guards and 2 to 3 forwards off the bench that they are comfortable seeing play. That's going to be interesting because how much of your Coach George do you want to tighten up that rotation beyond that and have guys that you trust more, especially when you just kind of like your athletes and your defense that they bring to the table as well. The depth is going to be something very, very interesting. How much Forest Hill Central decides to tighten up against a Zeeland West team that if they don't get in foul trouble, they'll go 7 deep. That's pretty much what it's going to be.
Yeah, Forest Hill Central, definitely the team that's willing to go a little bit deeper into their bench, and I think as we talked about with the pace of the play, they're going to go hand in hand right there. If the Rangers are willing to go a little bit deeper, if they do decide that going a little bit more up-tempo, potentially bringing some pressure looks defensively, if they go that route, they've got the bodies to try to run that throughout the course of the game, try to wear the Ducks out, knowing they've only got a couple guys off the bench. If they can get them in some foul trouble, get some guys tired late in the game, they potentially have the advantage there.
2 coaches younger on the entire scale on this one. David Klein for Zeeland West, Jordan George for Forest Hill Central. Coach Klein, the Ducks winning their first ever district championship in the brief history of Zeeland West ever since the split of the Zeeland schools. And then Coach George in his first season, of course, picking up his first district championship. I talked to Coach George before the game, said that he kind of stresses both of us out because he's our exact same age, high school class of 2016. So a young head coach. Of course, his father, Ken, was the longtime, very, very successful head coach here who's now a part of the coaching staff at Hope College. So a younger on the whole coaching battle between the two, but 2 guys that have got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, I think, and we'll get ready to see all of that later on here this evening. Just a few minutes away from tipping things off. We'll take one more quick break here on the Centennial Securities pregame show. When we come back, we'll get into some more X factors and keys to this one.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number 1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back to East Kentwood. About 5.5 minutes till we tip it off here on the Centennial Securities pregame show. Zeeland West, Forest Hill Central. Nate Chandler back with you as we hope that CT will remember how to do this. It's been a little while. It's been, I think he takes a shorter break in between basketball and football season than what you have since we last saw you. That's what it feels like. A lot of solo trips. Made the solo trip out to Fowler. That was a long trip. Let's get into this game, though. Let's get into some X factors. We've touched on the guards, the wings, and those matchups a lot early. I think that clearly makes the X factor the battle inside. Owen Godley, 6'5" for Forest Hill Central. Orion Yance, 6'5", both seniors for Zeeland West. Yance played very well down the stretch. Godley had 10 points against East Kentwood. I believe he was one that had the buzzer beater winner to take down Caledonia in the district championship game as well in that one. So that matchup in the post is going to mean a lot because everyone's going to be focused on the shooting and the driving and the wing play, but those guys down low might control a lot of what happens in this one.
I think so for sure. I think you look at the guard position, I'd probably give the edge to Forest Hill Central. You look at the wing position, likely give the edge to the Ducks, and so when you start to look at work in this game, it'd be one in the difference, and you start to look at the post battle and those guys that playing some really good basketball throughout this playoff run for both sides. It's where the inside, the physical style of game where potentially could be an advantage for one side or the other, and I think you start to look there and who's able to dictate that. Either one of those guys is able to have a big game or establish themselves on either end of the floor. That's where you start to look at where these teams could separate themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. I mean, both teams also, by the way, 18-7 on the year. They've been so equal all year long and playing in similarly tough conferences. Zeeland West having to deal with Muskegon and Mona Shores, and of course Forest Hill Central having to deal with Grand Rapids Christian and Northview within their own conference. But now Zeeland West has gotten past Northview. They've kind of made that little bit of a statement out there as well. It's going to be fascinating. By the way, Forest Hill Central, a little bit of matchup zone drills right now as well that they're going through right there. So that all is in the back of our head of some things that we're looking at. One more quick break on the Centennial Securities pregame show. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and we'll take it down courtside for the anthem and the starting lineups.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. Have you recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com.
All right, welcome back. Centennial Securities pregame show. Nate Chandler, final minute 20 here. Both teams wrapping up their warm-ups. Zeeland West all the way and already back to their bench. They're getting set. The final free throw warm-up drills from Forest Hill Central. CT is, as we get ready for this one, I think the first thing we're looking for is going to be that pace. We always talk about it, but these first couple of minutes, I know you'll have your eye on it, and it's going to be something that we're going to touch on a lot because the way this game starts is going to dictate a lot.
Yeah, it sure will. I think in a game like this, if either team can establish the pace that they want to early on, it'll help dictate the rest of the game. And I think we talked about it earlier, Forest Hill Central, the team that if they get out to a start and get out and run a little bit early on, you'll know right away that that's part of the game plan. They feel like they've got the advantage there. They're going to try to push the tempo a little bit. Zeeland West, more likely the team going to try to play it straight up, use their size, and we'll see right from the jump who's able to control that.
It is a packed house here tonight at East Kentwood. Zeeland West and Forest Hill Central going for a regional championship in Division I. That will do it for our Centennial Securities pregame show. We thank them and Farmers Insurance for presenting game night on Michigan Sports Radio. In just a moment here, we'll send you down courtside for the national anthem and the starting lineups for this one. It's the Ducks and the Rangers for a regional championship at East Kentwood on March on MGN.
Good evening. The Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to East Central High School for the regional game in the 2024 Division I Boys Basketball Tournament. We expect a great game today, including great sportsmanship being displayed by all parties involved towards each other, towards our fantastic game officials, and remember, nothing beats good sportsmanship. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone, if you are able, please rise, gentlemen, and kind of remove your hats and caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see what comes of the light? What's above the head as the twilight lies gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? All around us we march with so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
books, and we're ready to go here from East Kentwood. Zeeland West in the traveling black uniforms. Numbers are in white, trimmed in green. It's the home whites for Forest Hill Central. Numbers in green with green trimming down the side. The Rangers go right to left across the radio dial. West goes left to right. Aldrink will step in against Godley for the tip. 8 minutes up on the board. And away we go. Godley tipping it back, but it's snagged by Steffen. Tries to force it down low for Yant, picked off by Brady Miller. Throws to the corner. Up fake there, curling is Cargill. He'll give it up top. Miller will start up the offense. Man-to-man defense from Zeeland West. 7:45 and less. Miller around a screen to the right wing. Back left wing to Vanderwood. Vanderwood jabs. Drives down the right side on Bohaus. Feeds corner. Cargill, triple try. Good. Cargill knocks down the three. And Forest Hill Central takes the first lead.
Three-point shooting right away from the Rangers. Get the drive, kick it out to the corner. First open three, first make for the Rangers.
30 seconds gone. Merritt Aldrink left wing, lobs down low for Baker. Turns the back, shimmies, reaching shot good, but a travel will send it back the other way. Shuffled the feet, by the way. We did get the Hudkins on Aldrink matchup before that.
Got the ball down low there and trying to pivot around. It had pretty good positioning initially, and then as he was trying to get around the body of the defender, took that extra step in there before getting the shot, and possession back to the Rangers.
Rangers left wing, 7:09 and less to go in the first. Behind the back dribble, Brady Miller. He'll back it out. Miller had 15 points against East Kentwood on Tuesday. He's on his way to Hope next year. Right corner, Cargill, another three. Good again. Brendan Cargill. Back-to-back triples to open the ball game. 6-0 FHC.
Big shots from Cargill to open up the game. That time ready for the catch and shoot again. As soon as he sees the dribble, gets there, sitting with the hands ready and able to get the shot up quickly, knock down his second three.
Bolhouse curls in the lane, turns the back on Godley. Clutching, left hand, push through layup is good for Bolhouse. 6-2, nice finish.
Pass fake just enough, draw the defender down low over.
Vanderwood tries a contested triple, missed it all wide to the right side, and the board quickly back the other way, left to right for the Ducks. 6:22 and less in the first. Bolhouse right wing, hands it off right corner for Aldrich, defended by Hudkins. Backing into the lane, Aldrich stops, clutches, left-hand shot is good. Crafty move from Merritt Aldrich, the lead is 2.
There's Aldrich's ability to slash to the basket, use the dribble with that size. Took a body from a couple smaller defenders, but able to finish that shot difficult in the middle of the lane.
2 minutes gone, first quarter, 6-4 Forest Hill Central. Here's Vanderwood, top of the key, drives to the free throw line, drops for Hudkins. Off the jab, he'll drop it off for the resetting offense from Cargill. In front of the timeline, over to Miller. 6'1" point guard will set things up here. Left corner for Vanderwood. Vanderwood curls free throw line, stops on the pivot. Short left corner, mid-range jumper, Godley, missed it all strong. Rebound tipped out of bounds off of Hudkins, and Zeeland West will take it. 5:37 in the first. Good job by West to mind a lot of that early pressure and momentum against them.
A couple big threes and a lot of energy from the Forest Hill Central crowd, and able to slow things down a little bit, get a couple twos of their own, and now try to settle things in.
Right corner, Aldrich up top for Bolhouse. Swings left wing to Baker. Thinks about the deep three, starts the dribble, and angles down to the right block. Turns the back on Vanderwood with a left-hand dribble. Jump stop. Curling pass, right block, looking for Yant. Poked and stolen by Godley. And Forest Hill Central will slow it down here with Miller. 5:12 to go first quarter. 6-4 Forest Hill Central. Regional championship in D1. Miller to the left wing, loosely watched here by Baker. Bangs around a screen, down the right side, stops at the elbow. Left short corner on for Hudkins. Starts the dribble, left corner. Hudkins, jump stop, into the lane, lost the handle, on the floor, kept the dribble. Hands it off for Cargill. Left wing Vanderwood, steps around Bolhouse, launches a three. Off the right side of the rim, no good. Board down to Baker, left to right with some pace. Here comes Zeeland West. Right wing, Aldrich, stutter step, backs in the lane, clutching shot, rolls out, no good. Rebound down to Godley. 4.5 to go first quarter. 6-4 Forest Hill Central. The pace is opposite what we thought, but here comes Hudkins, poked by Steffen, out of bounds off of Miles Steffen. And here comes Kai Anderson. He will check in for Merritt Aldrich. No fouls so far in the ballgame. 6-4 with 4.5 in the first.
Aldrich there wanting to make his presence felt in this game, but I think that last possession, if he'd kicked it out, he had Steffen pretty wide open. Have to expect the Rangers are going to play pretty aggressively and try to stop Aldrich's ability to drive to the basket, and potentially going to be some chances for him to try to kick it out.
Both teams staying man-to-man defensively. Top of the key, Cargill, the lefty who's got a couple of triples already in the ballgame, and all the scoring for FHC will back it out. Coach George leaning in, yelling with his hand against his left hand against his face, trying to get the call, cutting through the noise. Up top, on to Brady Miller. Pass tipped, but snagged right corner by Cargill. Down low, Godley. Reaching right-hand shot is good. FHC back up by a couple scores. Right corner, all alone. Anderson three off the back rim. Board down to Baker. Possession continues. On to Steffen. Drives the basket. Left wing Yant. Stares at the basket. Gives it up top for Anderson. Jab step. Drives down the left side. Jump stop at the block. Worked around right wing for Bolhouse. Bolhouse to the elbow. Stops. Feeds left wing to Baker. 3:45 in the first. Baker banging bodies into the paint. To the corner to Bolhouse. Up top to Steffen. Steffen drives. Turns the back free throw line. Left corner for Anderson. Skips it left block to Yant. Turns the back on Godley. Gave a shoulder. Hook shot. Rolls home for Orion Yant. 8-6 ball game.
Post battle starting to come alive as well. Godley on one end, Yant on the other, going back to back. Each able to get some points in the paint.
3:23 to go first quarter. 8-6 Forest Hill Central. 6 for Cargill and 2 for the big guy Godley. Right wing for Cargill. Up top for Godley. Swung left wing on to Miller. Miller up top to a curling Vanderwood. He'll drive down the left side, get cut off at the block, and feed it back out left wing to Miller. He'll slow it way down. 3 minutes to go first quarter, 8-6 Forest Hill Central. Rangers have got the basketball, home white jerseys. Miller, right wing for Cargill. Thinks about a deep three on the up fake. Got some space, drives to the basket. Reaching layup is good. Off the window, what a move by Cargill, 10-6.
Created entirely by his couple threes that he made earlier. That was well beyond the arc, but used the shot fake to draw the defender over and had a wide open lane to work with.
Anderson driving from the left wing into the paint. Able to find Bullhouse right corner. He'll curl top of the key. 2.5 to go first quarter. Hudkins reaching all over Bullhouse. To the left wing, Bullhouse. And a 5-second violation. Hudkins was able to stay with him. The 5-second call is on, and the FHC side is fired up. 2:28 in the first, and a 4-point lead for the Rangers.
Really good man-to-man defensive effort there on ball from Hudkins, staying with Bullhouse the entire way. Even as he was just dribbling around the perimeter, Hudkins staying right up there in his grill and forcing that turnover.
2:28 to go. Merritt Aldrink back in the ball game. Bullhouse will take a seat. FHC has not yet gone to their bench. So far, everything we kind of thought was coming has not been the case. Cargill, up fake, drives, cut off at the free throw line. Right corner, left corner to Miller, tries a three. Rattles out, rebound padded out of bounds, and last touch by Godley and the Rangers. Zeeland West will take it. 2:13 in the first, 10-6 FHC. Like I said, though, the pace, the depth of substitutions, everything's kind of been flipped of what we were kind of expecting.
Yeah, it really has. It's been the Zeeland offense that's going pretty quickly in the possession, trying to get some shots up. And then on the other end, the Ducks also going deeper in the rotation more than we expected.
Baker all alone, right wing three, good. Right down the hatch for Luke Baker. Nice find from Merritt Aldrink. The lead is 1.
They're trying to get Baker the ball down low, but he can shoot the ball really well from beyond the arc as well and gets his first chance right there.
1:46 in the first, 10-9 now, the FHC lead. Miller will back it out and take it to the left wing, defended by Baker, around a Godley screen. Skips it down left block to Godley. Up top for Hudkins, stares at the basket, traveled. He jump stopped, he moved that back foot, thinking about the triple on the up fake. And Zeeland West takes it, 1:32 to go, first sub of the game. The sophomore Matt Sexton will check in for Hudkins here for FHC.
After a couple threes from Cargill and first couple shots of the game, the Ducks now have done a better job closing out on the three-point line. Hudkins, that split second there of indecision, caused that jump stop and the travel. Thought he might have an open three. The defender there late closing out.
Stefan right block, feeds left wing to Anderson with space, tries the three. Off the connector, high leaping rebound, good down to Baker. Feeds Anderson, cutting to the basket. Right hand shot is good. Zeeland West has their first lead with a minute to go in the first.
Great cut from Anderson off the miss, didn't hesitate, went right to the basket and got the follow-up.
Right wing, Cargill thinks about the deep three, defended here tightly by Anderson. Drives, jump stop, turns in the paint, left hand shot is good. And FHC goes back on top. My goodness, Cargill. He's got 10 of their 12, 44 seconds to go in the first.
Pretty much their entire offense the whole way. He's got everything working.
Free throw line, Aldrink. Right corner, Stefan with space, tries a three. Rattles out, rebound, Godley, poked out of bounds by a reaching Trey Slotak, who's fresh on the floor and got his first touch on the basketball. 32.9 in the first. Here comes Bullhouse back into the game for Coach Klein as Anderson takes a seat. Orion Yant also back in as Stefan also goes to the bench. 32.9 in the first, 12-11 FHC. What a start to this ball game. A regional championship on the line. Winner will move on to Greenville, where they'll have the winner of Muskegon and Cadillac on Tuesday night. One game away from the Breslin Center then. Left wing for Vanderwood. Vanderwood, top of the key, Sexton. Defended by Yant. Right corner on for Miller. Miller up top for Godley. Godley swings left wing for Cargill. Cargill around a screen up top for Sexton. Swings it to the top of the key now in front of the timeline to a curling Miller. 6 seconds in the first. Here's Miller for the final shot. Gets a screen top of the key. Miller down the right side. Stepping back into a mid-range jumper. Good at the buzzer. FHC will lead it by 3. A tough shot from Miller. That'll do it for the first quarter. We'll step aside. Be right back here on Game Night.
It's a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season, which means lots of sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Welcome back. Second quarter here at East Kentwood, 14-11. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you. Intense start, no fouls, but intense start to this game.
Yeah, it was. Both sides playing really aggressive. Right away, shots falling for the Rangers. The Ducks responding, some physical baskets of their own, and it's a bit surprising there wasn't any foul calls. Both teams playing physical but pretty clean as well.
All right, right to left over the timeline. The Rangers in the home white jerseys will start it up. Traveling blacks for Zeeland West. Right corner, Vanderwood. Vanderwood jabs, feeds up top to Godley. Godley swings it left wing to the hot hand, Cargill. Up top for Sexton, right wing for Miller. 7:42 and less, second quarter. Man-to-man defense for Zeeland West. Miller curls to the left side of the floor. Defended arm spread wide by Baker. Bounds around a screen down the right side of the lane. Miller, pull-up jumper mid-range. Missed it all short. Rebound down to Baker. Able to steady it over the timeline. Feeds for Merritt Alderink left wing. Alderink stops. Drives to the free throw line. Jump pass, right corner Bolhouse. Right wing for Steffen. Resets it left wing to Alderink. 7:20 and less. Lost the handle free throw line. Stolen away by Miller. Runs to the basket. Reverse layup. Good for Miller. Forest Hills Central by 5.
And first, either team has had opportunity in transition.
Right corner. Alderink 3. Too strong. Rebound through the hands of Godley, but touched on its way out by Luke Baker. And it will go back the other way. Forest Hills Central with a bit of a run and the basketball. Anderson checks in here for Alderink.
There you see the tempo a little bit working in the Rangers' favor. They get the turnover, leads to an open breakaway from Miller, gets the 2, and then forcing a 3 quickly from Alderink. They get the rebound, and this is where they can maybe start to sustain something a little bit.
An FHC team that's got a couple of guys that were part of the state championship in football, so some winning DNA, and they've come to the occasion so far, leading by 5 early second quarter with 6:42 in the second over Zeeland West. Right corner for Vanderwood with 6:37. Vanderwood taking his time, dribbles up top, drops it to the East Kentwood logo right in front of the timeline to Brady Miller. Miller around a screen right wing, picked up defensively by Baker, reaching pass down low, misses Godley, picked off by Bolhouse. He'll run the floor, weaves up the middle, left wing for Baker. Baker jump pass right side, Steffen, driving the paint. Dump pass for Yant, right hand shot short, rebound to a leaping Cargill. A couple of good looks there for Zeeland West, unable to get any of them to go. 2 minutes gone, second quarter. Miller, pull up 3, good! Brady Miller, the lead is 8. Timeout, Zeeland West. We'll step aside and take one right alongside the Ducks. The Rangers are rolling. They lead at 19-11 with 6:01 in the second.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
All right, welcome back to East Kentwood. 6:01 to go, second quarter, 19-11. A big run right here for Forest Hills Central, Chandler. And we just set off there, kind of danger zone. It's early still, but feels a little bit like danger zone for Zeeland West. I think a big part of why Coach Klein just called that timeout.
Yeah, try to neutralize things a little bit, try to steal some momentum back and take it away from the Rangers. But it's been Miller now in the second quarter. Cargill started off the first quarter. Really strong performance, 10 points. Now Miller with 7 points in the last 3 minutes or so as well.
Drive from Alderink, turns to the paint, tough left-hand finish, no good, but Orion Yant is there to clean it up. He tips that one home.
Good follow-up from Yant, saw the ball rolling off the rim and able to time it up, get just enough to tap that one back up and in. That's his second bucket.
A little bit of a matchup 1-2-2 zone right here. They'll fall back into a 3-2 for Zeeland West, and Miller will stare at a little bit. 5:23 and less to go second quarter. 19-13 ball game. Zone pressure getting extended. Again, back to that half-court 1-2-2 right here. Right wing for Cargill. Cargill up top, Miller in between the rings. At the point of the defense is Baker. Right wing Cargill tries a three. Good! Third three of the game for Cargill. 22-13.
Nice approach for that zone defense from the Rangers right away. Not rushing into it. Able to set up, eventually swing it around, get an open three.
Zeeland West back to work. Left corner, Baker tries a three, falls short. Rebound down to Cargill. What a game for that young man. Near side right to left. Miller will slow it down. 4:42 in the ball game. 22-13. Back to the zone right here for Zeeland West. Cargill right wing. Back up top for Miller. Miller for Godley. Swung right corner, Cargill. Up fake. Dribbles, skips it right wing for Godley. 4:25 and less, second quarter. All Forest Hill Central right now, 22-13. Right wing Cargill, up fake, left side Miller, tries a deep three. Off the connector, no. Rebound to Hudkins, feeds a cutting Miller. Drives to the basket, floater, short, but hangs on the rim and falls. Got a real friendly touch on that one. 24-13, lead is double digits. Miles Steffen back the other way. Turns the back, jump stop free throw line. Steffen, right corner for Aldrich. Aldrich jabs on Hudkins. Here comes the double. Right corner all alone. Steffen three. Good. Got the roll. And Zeeland West able to stop the bleeding a little bit. Miles Steffen now with his first points of the ball game.
Big shot. Big shot from the Ducks there to try to even things back out. They needed it. The momentum all in favor of the Rangers. And Aldrich able to recognize the double team just in time to swing it over to the corner and get the open three for Steffen.
3.5 to go. 24-16. Back to the matchup 1-2-2 zone right here. Brendan Cargill, step back top of the key, loosely watched here by Baker. Right wing, Miller loosely watched by Bullhouse, now gets picked up as he dribbles top of the key by the arm spread wide from Baker. Right wing, Cargill thinks about a 25-footer, back up top for Miller. Brady Miller drives down the left side, cut off free throw line, ball poked out, race to the ball in front of the scorer's table, won by Miller, pass forced to the corner for Vanderwood, poked out of bounds into the Zeeland West bench by Steffen. 2:58 in the second. It'll stay with FHC. The Rangers a 24-16 lead. Miller to set it up, defended by Baker. 2:53 and less in the second. Again, that matchup zone kind of falling back in a little bit of a man-to-man look. Miller taking his time, dribbling the clock out right now. Here comes Baker to pressure him with 2:35. Right wing for Cargill. Cargill in between the rings to the corner for Hudkins. Gets picked up by Aldrich. Drives, pass to the perimeter, poked back in Hudkins' face and out of bounds off of Aldrich. 2:27 in the second, 24-16 Rangers going very, very methodically right now against the zone.
Yeah, with the 8-point lead, no need to rush into anything. They trust they can see weakness in the defense if they can attack it, but otherwise feel free to just play it out on the perimeter until they make a mistake.
Cargill sidestep, triple try, off the connector, and a foul, an over the back foul. That is our first foul of the ball game, and it goes on Godley of Forest Hill Central. How about that? The first foul at the 2:20 point of the second quarter. A little bit of token full court pressure shown here out of the man-to-man look defensively for the Rangers. Steffen right wing for Aldrich with 2:15. Aldrich drives to the block, turns the back on Hudkins. Whip pass, left side Steffen with space, tries a three. High arcing shot off the heel, no. Fight for the rebound. And it looks like it was snagged out of bounds by Baker. It'll go the Rangers' way. 2:07 in the second, 24-16 FHC. Fast-moving first half.
Sure was. That one looked like they might have had a chance along the baseline. It was an opportunity for Baker to try to get the rebound. I think they called it, went off the connector on the strap, and that's blew the play dead, and Rangers ain't going to get possession because of it.
Right corner for Vanderwood. Vanderwood tries to drive the baseline, cut off short right corner by Bullhouse. Worked around left wing to Cargill. Cargill jabs on Yant, bounds around a screen, now feeds in between the rings to Hudkins, back right side. Zeeland West back to a man-to-man defense this possession. Left wing Vanderwood, side steps, drives the baseline, lost his footing, and travels. He went to a hard jump stop and just had both feet slip out from underneath him. And Zeeland West will take the basketball, 1:34 immediately. They'll come out to mop that area up. I wonder if there almost was some condensation already on the floor there, the way that he slipped down.
That's surely the way it looked. It was very unusual. It wasn't a rolled ankle or anything like that. It was like his feet was on ice. He just immediately down, and Vanderwood seems to be fine, not shaken up from that, but right away they're cleaning that area up. Makes you think there probably was a little bit of water or something right there.
All right, inside 90 seconds to go in the first half. 24-16, Forest Hills Central. Baker up top, drives the right side of the lane to the basket. Finger roll, short but a foul. Our first shooting foul of the ball game will send Luke Baker to the stripe. 1:20 to go, second quarter, and that's the second on Godley. So we've had only 2 fouls in the entire game, and Godley's found himself somehow in foul trouble.
See what kind of factor that plays in. Godley, one of the interior presence, one of the only bigger guys that can match up with some of the size of the Ducks. If he gets into some foul trouble, if Zeeland West can continue to go at him with guys like Baker and Aldering.
Baker, first free throw, rolls out, no good. Here comes Jay Coe, the senior, in for Godley. One more for Aldering. Offsets the right foot in front of the left. Bends the knees. Flicks it towards the basket with the right. Rattles home. Got the friendly touch. Baker goes 1 of 2 at the line. He's got 4 in the ball game. 1:19 to go in the second half. 24-17. Again, Zeeland West falling back man-to-man defensively for this possession. Top of the key for Coe. Feeds a cutting Cargill left wing. Cargill underhand flip to Hudkins. Hudkins will stand. Inside a minute to go. Here comes Steffen with the pressure. Right wing, Hudkins turns to the corner for Vanderwood. Right wing for Cargill with 51 seconds. Defended by Bullhouse. In between the rings. Back into the volleyball line. 46 seconds to go. Cargill drives down the right side. Runner, reverse layup, short. Rebound taken in by Bullhouse with 38 seconds. To the corner for Baker. Toes the line, tries a 3. Splash! The lead is 4. Luke Baker, a big triple.
The leading scorer for the Ducks. That's now 7 points for him. 4 in the last minute right there. Free throw, 3 from the corner to try to give some life to Zeeland West and try to cut into this lead as much as they can before the half.
19 seconds to go. A bit of a trap up top here for Hudkins. Left wing for Miller with 13 seconds. Here comes the trap. He gets grabbed and fouled by Steffen as he picks up the first Zeeland West foul of the ball game. They've got plenty to give. Slotak will now come in for Steffen off that foul, as Slotak's got 5 fouls to give, as the team's got 4 in this moment as well. 11.7. I mean, good time to take your chances and go to the trap and try to get a steal out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Klein wanted the foul there to try to set this up, get Slotak in the game, and see what they can do.
Here comes Slotak all over Miller, and they come together, and Slotak will pick up the foul, so that was a bit of a telegraphed move right there. 9.1 on the clock, second quarter, 24-20. Front court inbound near side here for the Rangers. That's the left side of the floor, as Vanderwood will throw in, and here comes Godley with those 2 fouls back in for Coe. So Vanderwood to throw in. Has Baker staying in front with 9 seconds. Vanderwood inbounds left wing. Got it back. Vanderwood reaching pass for Miller. Miller drives with 5, and a foul off the ball, I think, is going to go on Slotak. It does, so that'll be the 3rd foul on the team. The 2nd on Slotak, who's done his job well, as so far both these teams have really gone 6 deep realistically into their bench in this first half of play. Lobbed in between the rings with 4 seconds to Cargill with 2. Launches from 30. Rattles off the right side of the rim. And that takes us to the half. With the way that young man's half went, I was sure it was going down, but it just falls off the mark for Cargill. 4-point lead for FHC. And as we go to our Farmers Insurance halftime show, with the way things went, if you're Zeeland West, I think you got to be glad to be down only 4 right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think things definitely went more in the favor of the Rangers in the first half. They had a couple pretty big runs, but Ducks able to hold them off just enough, fight back, and keep this just a 4-point game at the break.
All right, we've got a lot of highlights and some stats to get to. We'll step aside, be right back here on the Farmers Insurance halftime show. 24-20, regional championship lead for FHC over Zeeland West.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Michigan Hearing Experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
All right, welcome back here. East Kentwood 24-20 at the break. Forest Hill Central over Zeeland West. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer on our Farmers Insurance halftime show. CT, I'll hand over to you for our first half scoring recap, then we'll take a look at some highlights.
All right, we'll start with Zeeland West, the leading scorer. Baker with 7 points. Hient had 4. Steffen with 3. Then Alderink, Bullhouse, and Anderson all with 2 for the Rangers. And leading all scorers in the first half, Cargill with 13. Miller had 9, and Godley with 2.
All right, let's take a look at some highlights. We'll start in the first quarter. It was a 10-6 lead at the time for FHC. This was Luke Baker hitting his first triple of the game of a couple that he hit in that first half.
Trying to get some shots up. And then on the other end, Ducks also going deeper in the rotation more than we expected.
Baker all alone, right wing 3, good. Right down the hatch for Luke Baker. Nice find from Merritt Alderink. The lead is 1.
Trying to get Baker.
We now go to the end of the first quarter. It's a 1-point lead for Forest Hill Central, but Brady Miller was able to extend that. Miller for the final shot. Gets a screen top of the key. Miller down the right side. Stepping back into a mid-range jumper. Good at the buzzer. FHC will lead it by 3. A tough shot from Miller. That'll do it for the first. We go back to Miller once again here as he had a deep pull-up 3 that really stretched the advantage, the biggest run of the ball game, and it was Miller putting the exclamation point on it. A leaping Cargill. A couple of good looks there for Zeeland West, unable to get any of them to go. 2 minutes gone, second quarter. Miller, pull-up 3, good! Brady Miller, the lead is 8. Timeout, Zeeland West. Couple more highlights. The man of the hour in the first half was Cargill. I mean, Brendan Cargill absolutely going off. This was one of his 3 triples that he hit in that first half as he led the way offensively. Rings. At the point of the defense is Baker. Right wing Cargill tries a 3. Good! Third 3 of the game for Cargill. 22-13.
Nice approach to that zone defense from the Rangers.
Lastly, if Zeeland West is able to come back, I think this 3 from Baker that cut it to 4 right before the break might be their most critical play of the ball game. Drives down the right side, runner, reverse layup, short, rebound taken in by Bullhouse with 38 seconds. To the corner for Baker, toes the line, tries a 3, splash! The lead is 4, Luke Baker a big triple. All right, 24-20 at the break. We're going to step aside, be right back here from East Kentwood. FHC over Zeeland West at the half in a regional championship in Division 1.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
All right, welcome back to East Kentwood. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer rolling on our Farmers Insurance halftime show. Thank you as always to Farmers Insurance and Centennial Securities. Man, what a game at the half. And I want to say it again, and both fan bases will probably take this positively when I say this. Zeeland West right now, I think, glad to be down 4 at the break. Zeeland West fans are saying, we couldn't have played any worse. It's a 4-point game. We hit a late 3. We got a chance. Merritt Aldrich was held quiet. Forest Hill Central saying, we made a couple mistakes. We're hitting everything. We're feeling great. Brendan Cargill's scoring like crazy. Normally our kind of second or third leading scorer. He's going off, and we feel confident. I think both these fan bases feel cautiously optimistic, but that's March.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of different ways you can look at it, and depending on which side you're coming from. But yeah, on one hand, you look at Merritt Aldrich just had 2 points in the first half. Baker was pretty quiet outside of the last couple of minutes there, got up to 7 points, but really the offense didn't feel great from the Ducks for the first half. There were a couple big runs from Forest Hill Central, and they're down just 4 points, and at the same time, Forest Hill Central saying, we got shot makers. Vanderwood didn't score at all in the first half. He can be one of their leading scorers, and we've got a 4-point advantage. We could do the exact same thing in the second half, so it all depends on how you want to look at it.
Keep in mind a little bit on, obviously, very limited fouls. We essentially had, 2 or 3 true fouls before Zeeland West started kind of fouling at the end of the half trying to get a steal. I wonder if it stays that way versus if it gets a little bit more touchy, if it actually has the reverse feeling and the reverse impact, because you expect bigger teams, Zeeland West wants to be more physical, but it's one of those games if you wonder, is that physical game allowing the undersized FHC, who's a very tough team, even though they're slightly undersized, to kind of get in the grill and be able to defend a little bit more? So if we stay very physical, it actually has the opposite impact what you might think and maybe helps out FHC down the stretch.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that develops, if it's going to be called similarly, played similarly in the second half, and allow some of the smaller guards for Forest Hill Central to really try to hold up down low against guys like Steffen and Baker and Aldrich down low, where they can really play physical, try to double team when Aldrich tries to go ISO and attack the basket. If they can continue to get away with that, it's going to make it tougher for the Ducks offense to get going. But also, Godley, one of their guys on the inside, 2 fouls, one of the few guys, the only guy in foul trouble with a couple fouls called. We'll see if he can, as he starts the second half, if he can stay out on the floor.
All right, Zeeland West trails. They will get the ball to start. the second half. Traveling black uniforms for Zeeland West, home whites for FHC. The lineups that open the ball game will open the second half. 8 fresh minutes up on the board. Right to left across the radio dial. It's inbounded into the front court to Merritt Aldrich. He'll skip it up top to Stefan. Here we go. Man-to-man pressure in the half court for Forest Hills Central back on. Lob left wing to Aldrich. Spins on Hudkins. Jump stop. Pass to the corner to Bullhouse. Drives on an angle to the free throw line. Left wing to Aldrich. Stares at the basket. Drives. Floater. Short. Rebound. Chased out of there by Cargill. Running. Throws it behind the defense to Vanderwood. And Vanderwood scores with the right hand for his first points of the ball game. Zeeland West runs it back the other way with Aldrich. Left hand shot swatted out of bounds by Cargill, but a foul will be the first of the half and the first on Cargill. 7:32 in the third. Defense into offense, stealing a couple points to make it a 6-point lead.
Yeah, there has been a ton of opportunities in transition for either team, but the Rangers now had a couple. They're able to capitalize, get Vanderwood his first score of the game, and we'll see if now Aldrich able to quickly go in that possession. If it's going to be a situation where he's just going to have to kind of take over and lead the Ducks offensively in the second half to try to keep them up.
Aldrich confidently knocked down the first. Bends the knees. The lefty's second free throw is pure as well. That was a quick motion. He sometimes is a little bit slower with his free throw motion. That was quick and confident out of Aldrich. 30 seconds gone in the third quarter. 26-22. Back to where we started. Right corner on to Cargill. Up top to Miller to reset the offense. Man-to-man defense here from Zeeland West. It's Baker on Miller. To the top of the key. Down the left side of the lane, Miller stops the block. Feeds left corner for Vanderwood. Curls free throw line. Pull-up jumper. Strong. Rebound Bullhouse. And Bullhouse will take it. 7:09 in the third. Left wing for Baker. Left corner for Stefan. Stefan curls. Up top. Hands it off for Aldrich. Down the left side of the lane. Turns the back into the paint. Jump stop. Leaner. Left hand. Good off the window. 2-point game. Merritt Aldrich starting to feel it a little bit. He's got 6.
Much better first couple minutes for Aldrich in the third quarter. Got 4 points already, able to go strong, and seen his size and his ability to finish around the rim be a big difference.
Miller, step back, mid-range, 2, rattles out, rebound Aldrich. And he'll take it right to left over the timeline. 6.5 to go, third quarter, 26-24. Aldrich fakes a handoff, drives, right wing, Bullhouse, triple for the lead. Good! Zeeland West back on top.
Ducks offense just looks so much better when Aldrich's working like that. He's got a couple points, driving to the basket. This time, sees the defenders coming over, and he can pass out of it. Doesn't have to be strictly all on Merritt Aldrich. He's got guys around him that he can pass and they can shoot.
5 points now for Bullhouse. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Zeeland West has come back to take the lead. They're +5 in this early third quarter. Vanderwood stutters to the left elbow. Feeds it left corner for Hudkins. Jabs to the free throw line. Into the paint. Pull-up jumper. Rattles down good. Forest Hills Central back on top. First points for Hudkins.
Hudkins hasn't really had a chance to get many shots up, but there's strong drive to get to the free throw line in mid-range.
Stefan hands off. Yant clutches to the basket. No. Grabs his rebound. The follow's good. Back and forth we go. Zeeland West now goes back on top by 1 with 5.5 to go in the third. Miller to the top of the key. What a ball game this one's going to be down the stretch. Miller on Baker. Baker colliding with Miller. No foul call. Cargill back for Miller. Down low. Nice passing sequence. Godley. Hook shot off the back rim. No good. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. 29-28. Zeeland West with the basketball. Skip down left block for Yant. Yant turns the back on Godley. Jump stop, hands it off for a cutting Bullhouse. Left hand layup is good. Pretty pass, timeout, Forest Hills Central. Zeeland West with their best run of the ball game. We'll step aside and be right back. Welcome back to East Kentwood. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, 4:53 to go here in the third, and what a quarter it's been for Zeeland West. Down 4 at the break, now up 3, and everyone getting involved. Like you said, Merritt Aldrink starting to be at the center of everything offensively.
Yeah, much better looking offense from the Bulldogs in the third quarter. In the first 3+ minutes, they got Merritt Aldrink going strong to the basket a couple times. Then the offense really can flow through him once they get that established. Bullhouse a 3, and then a nice cut to the basket, gets the lay-in, and Ducks 11-4 run to start the third quarter.
Right corner to Cargill, right wing for Miller. Swings left side, Hudkins to the corner for Godley. Godley, left wing to Vanderwood, poked out of there by Bullhouse. Back to Godley. He'll feed it in between the rings to Vanderwood. 4:33 in the third. Jonas Vanderwood drives to the free throw line, spins in the paint, jump stop, left wing Hudkins. Drives, cut off left block by Aldrink. Whip pass, right wing with space. Vanderwood 3, good, and we're tied again. Jonas Vanderwood, first triple of the ball game.
Aldrink helping out and trying to cause some pressure and force the turnover, but the Rangers able to swing the pass over the top of the defense, get space for Vanderwood.
Baker, left corner 3 is good, and Zeeland West answers right back. 10 for Baker, 4 minutes to go in the third.
Shot making's been incredible all night long, but especially these last couple minutes here in the third quarter. Seems like everything falling right now for both sides.
This post-game show is going to be 35 minutes long with highlights. 3:49 in the third quarter. Zeeland West back on top. Miller backing in on Baker. Feeds free throw line to Godley. Tries a mid-range J. Strong off the back rim. Rebound Aldrink off and running. Feeds it for Bullhouse. Euro. Right-hand shot. Blocking foul will send Bullhouse to the stripe. Not quite able to get the feet set right there. Is that Godley that they'll call it on? It is not. It's going to be on Cargill. So Godley was coming at the end, too. He was standing over top of the play. The charge attempt was Cargill, but at first they were almost acting like Godley was kind of standing with getting a pat on the back. But the foul is on Cargill, and it will send Steffen to the line, who misses the first. Was the foul actually off of that drive to the basket?
I believe it was on the drive to the basket. It was Steffen going towards the rim, and Cargill able to get in front of him.
Okay,
Steffen tried to go to the Euro move.
Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Steffen, basket, good, able to hit the second one. So why we need you back. That would have not gotten corrected last week. 3.5 to go, third quarter, 35-31. So Steffen able to hit 1 of 2. Nice pass from Miller, down low to Hudkins. Right-hand shot swatted off the backboard by Aldrink. Forest Hill Central bench wanted it to be a goaltend. It is out of bounds off of the Ducks. Baseline right inbound for Miller. 3:25 in the third, 35-31. Here comes Kai Anderson in for Ryan Yant. So a bit smaller lineup out right now for West, with Aldrink out there as the big, and then guards in the wing, Baker all around him. Skipped into the corner and stolen away by Aldrink, who's fouled. And I think that one, it's not going to be on Godley. It will be on Miller. What a job, though, by Aldrink to read that passing lane, steal the inbound, and then pick up the foul.
Yeah, Aldrink knew the whole way. They were trying to get the ball to Godley off the inbound and just denied it the entire way, able to keep his body between the inbounder and Godley, get a piece of it, and then turn around and secure possession.
I think the Rangers are a little lucky that call was not on Godley, because he was reaching in right alongside. It's a 2-3 zone being shown for the first time here out of the Rangers. They go 2-3 in the half court. Free throw line, back up top for Steffen. No look right wing for Anderson. To the free throw line for Bullhouse. Up top to Steffen. Stares at the basket. Back into the paint for Bullhouse. Reaching pass. Aldrink. Two-hand shot. Good. And a foul with a burst of emotion from Aldrink. 3:05 in the third. 31-37.
Really nice attack against that 2-3 zone defense. Able to get into it right away. Bullhouse playing the middleman right at the free throw line. Get a couple entry passes. Chances for him to touch the ball. Eventually able to get the pass down to Aldrink on the left block.
That is the third foul on Godley. Free throw, Aldrink, good, completes the three-point play. Aldrink now with 9 in the ball game, and Zeeland West up to a 38-31 lead, by far their largest. The Ducks now answer with a 3-2 zone of their own, so 2-3 on one end. Now they'll go 3-2. Left corner for Vanderwood. Up top, reaching pass for Miller. At the point of the defense is Bullhouse. Left wing for Vanderwood. Short left corner, Hudkins. Up top, Miller out of his reach. Poked to the backcourt. It got deflected by Bullhouse. Gets regathered by Miller. 2:40 to go, third quarter. 38-31 Zeeland West. Right wing for Cargill. Cargill up top for Miller. Miller to the free throw line. Skips the right wing for Cargill. Turns on the pivot. Up top for Vanderwood. Vanderwood will direct some traffic against the zone. To the line for Godley. Skip pass. Hudkins poked out of bounds by Bolhouse. Stays with Forest Hills Central. They went more 1-2-2 last time. This is more traditional 3-2, giving some headaches right now to the FHC offense.
Yeah, trying to keep the bodies around the perimeter there and eliminate the three-point shooters for the Rangers.
Nice pass inside to Hudkins. Swatted back to the half-court line by Anderson. Run to the basketball taken by the Rangers in Cargill. Pull-up floater, rattles out, rebound Steffen. 2:08 in the third, 38-31. With pace the other way. Right corner for Aldrich. He'll give it right wing to Anderson. Swung in between the rings to Steffen. Left side, Baker. Up top, Anderson. Starts the dribble. Man-to-man defense back on here for the Rangers. Anderson backs it out, skips it to Steffen. Now it'll be West taking their time with a 7-point lead and 1:44 in the third. Steffen lobbing Aldrich free throw line. Merritt works on the pivot, defended by Hudkins. Left wing, Steffen, one dribble into a three. Rattles out, rebound, Bolhouse. Put back, rattles, no good. Board to Godley, running left to right. Here comes Miller and the Rangers. Miller to the basket. Leaner with a finger roll. Off the window and good. Lead is 5.
Possession that the Rangers really needed right there. Just quickly, Miller never giving up and put the medal right away.
Anderson, triple try, splash. Kai Anderson, the big triple. He's got 5, 41-33 with 1:04 in the third. Every time there's been an FHC score, there's been a West answer in the second half. Drive from Miller, stops the block, floater, blocked, rebound, Hudkins, put back, no, but a foul will send Ty Hudkins to the stripe for 2. 53.6, 41-33. It's actually going to be Miller at the line, so the foul got called on the first shot, not the putback. Foul is on Anderson for his first. The first free throw is pure for Miller, who they certainly seem to be leaning on, trying to take over this ball game right now. The future Hope College Flying Dutchman, where his head coach played his college ball. One more from Miller at the line. White short sleeves underneath the white uniform. Second free throw is pure as well. Miller able to knock them both down. He has 13. The lead is 41-35. 53 seconds to go in the third. Merritt Aldrich will start it up the right side of the floor. Spins over the timeline past Hudkins. It was tipped by Hudkins. Nearly looked like a double dribble. Right side, Aldrich with 40. Aldrich on the jab with 37. Starting the dribble, Hudkins sticking with him. Aldrich over for Steffen with 32. Back right side in front of the timeline. Aldrich with 30. Poked to the backcourt by Hudkins. Zeeland West trying to hold for the final shot. Aldrich runs over the half-court line with 25. Left wing, Steffen. Swung back right wing, Aldrich stares at the basket, has got 20, and feeds it to the near side on to Steffen. Left wing defended by Hudkins with 14. Steffen with 12. Steffen backs to the half-court line with 10. Screen from Yant. Steffen stutters, left corner. Baker all alone, triple. Off the back rim, no. Rebound, Anderson just flung it up there behind his back and missed everything. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 41-35. A huge third from Zeeland West, and the Ducks going on a run. We'll step aside. Be right back here from East Kentwood.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
And welcome back here to game night. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. What a ball game. Fourth quarter on deck. 41-35, Zeeland West. And attention all golfers. Want to keep your game in shape? The Leaderboard Indoor Golf has you covered with over 500 courses, a full bar, and 17 TVs. The Leaderboard Indoor Golf is the perfect place to work on your game, host events and parties, and compete in leagues. Visit theleaderboardgolf.com or call 616-500-8709 to book your tee time today. Final quarter, 8 minutes on the board, 41-35. What a quarter it was by Zeeland West. I mean, all the shots that didn't fall in the second fell for them in the third.
Yeah, it was much better. 21-11, they outscored the Rangers there in the third quarter. Knocked down 3 threes, one from Bullhouse, one from Anderson, one from Baker, and then, of course, a strong third quarter from Merritt Aldrink with 7 points, total of 9.
Rangers get the ball out of the break. Zeeland West sets up a 3-2 zone in the quarter court. Left wing Hudkins skips to the corner with space. Vanderwood rattles out, rebound Aldrink. 7:45 in the ball game, and Zeeland West with a 6-point lead. They'll slow it down. Man-to-man defense here from the Rangers. Aldrink drives on Hudkins to the basket. Left-hand shot swatted by Miller, and Miller comes up limping. He's in some pain as he got landed on awkwardly at the end of the play. We'll see. He's got a thumbs up. Looks like he's going to walk it off and stay in the ball game, but he got caught up awkwardly right there, so retie his shoe.
Looked like on the landing, he went up and met Aldrink at the rim. Aldrink was going strong. Don't know if he was going to be able to jam that one or if he was just going to be able to lay it in, but Miller went up and met him, able to block it, but then it looked like on the landing, the left ankle potentially tweaked it or rolled it a little bit, but tightening up the shoe, and he's going to stay out there.
And he will stay in there, finishes it. He's still trying to walk it off. 7:35 of the ball game. Baseline left inbound here for Steffen and the Ducks. Traveling black uniforms for West, home whites on the other side. Right corner, inbound to Baker. Triple try, misses everything short on the air ball. 30 seconds gone in the quarter, and Miller will slow it down offensively and get things set. Zeeland West goes back man-to-man defensively. Cargill up top. Been quiet in the third quarter after his incredible first half start. 7:17 in the fourth, right side for Miller. Miller starts the left-hand dribble, alternates hands, drives down the left side of the key, hands off for Vanderwood, steps into a triple, splash! That one's good for Jonas Vanderwood, and right away, we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take one right alongside the Rangers. Be right back.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
All right, welcome back to East Kentwood. 7:06 to go in the ball game. 41-38, Zeeland West over FHC, and a good momentum-changing start to the third quarter right now for the Rangers. That big triple, from Vanderwood feels bigger than just the 3 points it got.
Yeah, that's the shot that they've been trying to get to in the second half. As Zeeland West went to that 3-2 zone defense, they were having some issues trying to get some shots up from beyond the perimeter, even though they've got multiple guys that can do it. And got a couple corner threes. Vanderwood hitting a 1 and 2 there to open the scoring in the fourth quarter.
A little bit of a zone being shown now by the Rangers. This is kind of a extended 1-3-1 half-court look that they're going to trap a little bit out of. Bullhouse on the pivot, lobs for Steffen. Right corner, Aldrink drives the right baseline, reaching past Yant to the basket, blocked by Godley. Put back Yant is good. Able to stick with it. 8 for Orion Yant. 6:34 to go, 43-38.
Good defense by Godley to get a piece of it initially, but Yant followed it up right away, able to keep his momentum going towards the basket and get the follow-up.
Vanderwood left corner, defended by Bullhouse. Drives into the lane. Jump stop, leaner, two-hand short, rebound Aldrink. He's off and running. Throws over the timeline to Bullhouse. Left corner, Baker toes the line. Let the defender go by. Tries the three. Splash! Right down the hatch for Baker.
13 points now for Baker. He's a shot fake. Defender runs right past him.
Triple try, left wing off the mark for Vanderwood. Chase to the rebound on the floor. Hudkins able to save it into Cargill. 2 minutes gone. Right corner, Hudkins tries a three. Misses it all strong. Rebound touched out of bounds. Last off of the Rangers and Miller. It will go Zeeland West way, and their traveling section is on fire. 5:52 to go. 46-38 Ducks.
Baker's been the consistent scorer for the Ducks all night long. He's hit 4 triples now. Just got his first one there in the fourth quarter, but he's been the presence throughout the course of the game early on when they were struggling. He had some points early. Now the rest of the team helping him out.
Ducks were able to beat a three-quarter court trap. Drive from Aldrink, skips it, Yant, two-hand shot blocked off the backboard by Miller. got up there and sent it away from the 6'5" Orion Yant. Miller's got it the other way with 5.5 to go. 46-38. Miller drives. Leaner. Off the glass, no. Rebound Aldering. Throws it over the timeline to Yant. Spinning past Cargill to the wing. Cargill joins in. Bodies collapse on the floor. They're wrestling on the floor. Now there's a whistle and there's a foul called on Orion Yant. And it'll go Forest Hill Central's way. There was a lot of contact, a lot of being Yant on the secondary contact back for the ball that gets the call.
Yeah, it was Yant. As they got the pass across the timeline, Yant really never caught it cleanly, and it was a loose ball situation. Rangers able to get on the floor. Miller again a little bit banged up, but able to get that one, get the foul call out as he had possession enough to draw the call.
First foul on Yant. Right wing for Godley. Hands it back off for a curling Miller to the corner. Right wing Vanderwood thinks about the quick trigger. Now starts the pivot. Now tries a three. Over top of Baker. Splash! Jonas Vanderwood bringing the Rangers within 5.
Baker was right there, had a hand in the face. Vanderwood thought about it, didn't like the first look, then waited. Just decided to take it regardless if it was contested or not, knocks it down.
Ducks will set things up right here. 4:42 and less in the fourth. 46-41. Right corner, Steffen drives to the free throw line, turns, jump stop, hands it off, bounding into the lane, power dribble, Baker, two-hand shot short, rebound Hudkins. Rangers out and running with 4.5 to go. To the corner, through the hands of Vanderwood, out of bounds. Got going a little too quickly right there, thrown away, and the Ducks take it over with 4:25 in the ball game.
Opportunity in the fast break right there. Hudkins, if he'd been able to keep his dribble, might have had a chance to drive, but saw Vanderwood open in the corner, just let him a little bit too much, and Vanderwood only able to get part of it with his hand and deflect it out of bounds.
Aldering crosses over the timeline up the right side of the floor, picked up defensively by Hudkins. Drives to the basket, looked to throw it down, took the contact, sends it in off the window, and one. What a finish by Aldering, 48-41.
He's had a couple of those now in the second half. Another chance at a three-point play, but when he makes up his mind, gets downhill and goes towards the basket, there's not a lot you can do. Just try to go up and meet him in the air, and that time a lot of contact. But Aldering, the bigger body, able to absorb it and still drop the shot in.
Merritt still trying to win himself a Mr. Basketball. Free throw is good. He's got 12, and a timeout from Coach Klein. We'll take one alongside the Ducks, who are fired up and lead it by 8 with 4:12 to go.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
My goodness, 49-41, 4:12 to go. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. The energy in this one has just been off the charts.
It sure has, really, from the start, and it's only built as this game has gone along. It's been an incredible play from both sides, incredible shot making that's only brought the energy up, and have to imagine this next 4 minutes is going to be pretty electric.
4:12 to go, 49-41, Zeeland West. Ducks will show some token pressure on the inbound right here as the Rangers will take it, and the home white jerseys left to right out of the timeout. 3 timeouts remaining for both coaching staffs. Miller drives to the baseline, reaching pass. He stepped out of bounds first. Well defended by Steffen. Miller steps out of bounds trying to reach a pass to the corner, and Zeeland West takes over. The Rangers will go full court man-to-man right here. Actually, it's going to be a 1-2-1-1 diamond in one trap. Diamond in one trap. Far side Steffen. Near side Bullhouse. Forces along the out-of-bounds line to Baker. Whips it right side to Steffen, over the timeline to Aldering, tries to quick rifle it to Baker, through his hands into the West bench, and a turnover forced by the pressure. 3:56 in the ball game, 49-41 West.
Down 8 points and feeling the need to try to make something happen. They've got a little bit more depth that we talked about in the pregame. The Rangers go into that pressure.
Vanderwood stops on the baseline, gave a shoulder to Aldrink, right wing for Godley, back to Vanderwood, right corner, bounds around a screen with a left-hand dribble. Vanderwood, leaning shot from the paint, too short, rebound, Aldrink with 3.5 to go, 49-41. Aldrink runs over the timeline into a trap, gets fouled by Cargill, who ran into him there. That's the second foul, sorry, Chandler, on Cargill. They put 4 fouls on the board at first. That's the second foul on Cargill, 3:31 to go.
Yeah, looks like the Rangers definitely just going to turn up the aggression here as much as they can, and they can live with it, make the officials blow the whistle.
Inbound, tipped by Miller, stolen by Cargill. Another turnover forced. Cargill down the left side, reaching past Godley, all alone. Right-hand layup, off the window, and good for Godley. Here comes the pressure. This is how they beat Caledonia. They came back on the road in that game in the district championship by using pressure. Over the timeline, pass to Baker, stolen again. This time it's Miller. 3 minutes to go. Spins into the paint. Miller, mid-range jumper, short, rebound. Miller grabs his own board, works the baseline, clutches off the glass, off the front rim, and good for Miller. And a timeout from Zeeland West. My goodness, I don't know if I've ever seen pressure suddenly turned on work that effectively.
It's been impressive. They able to get another steal, and really the individual effort of Miller right there on both ends, able to, in the middle of the floor, jump, deflect the pass a little bit, get it himself, bring it up the floor. Had one shot from the short range, fell off, chased down the offensive rebound, keep it alive, and Miller just making all the effort plays right there and eventually gets to the 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was Miller. That trap was Miller completely on his own, making it happen. Now 2:53 to go. Zeeland West had the momentum and felt comfortable a moment ago. All of a sudden now, that's completely gone. Only up 4, and they haven't cleanly been able to even get the ball over half the last 3 or 4 times up the floor.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with something pretty quickly here to try to neutralize the pressure look, and it looks like the Rangers are going to go right back to it, and why not? And this is where the Rangers have a little bit more speed. They don't have the size, but the guard play of the Rangers can really be effective. See what the Ducks are able to do.
Right side inbound against the diamond and 1. Aldrink over the timeline, got it this time to Baker. We're able to cleanly break it for the first time. Steffen in between the rings with 2:45. Steffen, left corner, Baker all alone, tries the 3, rattles out, rebound, Bullhouse, fouled over the back on the putback by Miller, who comes up limping again at the end of that play. What an effort by Trenton Bullhouse to snag that board and get himself to the line.
Really strong offensive rebound on the left block. Able to see the miss from Baker initially, and even though there was multiple bodies for the Rangers trying to get a box out, Bullhouse able to fight through, get a piece of that one, and go back up with it.
Terrific game for Bullhouse. He's got 7, and the lefty will go to the line. 2:39 to go in the ball game. 49-45. Bullhouse at the stripe. That was the 3rd foul on Cargill, who actually gets the foul. So not Miller, but Cargill picks up that foul. They both were crashing towards the basketball. The first free throw is good for Bullhouse. And again, Miller fighting it off right now as he landed awkwardly once again. One more free throw for the lefty here. Bends the knees. Lefty puts it up and scores it. Both good for Bullhouse. He's got a 9-point ball game working. 2:35 to go. 51-45 Zeeland West. Miller around a Godley screen. Down the right side. Crossover dribble. Into the paint. Leaning shot off the window. No, but a foul as he just reached that one up through a couple of defenders. Whistle will go on Luke Baker. Miller just trying to take over right now.
Yeah, he's been creative with the dribble in the lane, trying to make something happen. It's been a lot of him just trying to let him go get it.
Foul will be actually whistled on the floor before he reached that shot up. Inbound to Godley. Tipped off the leg of Yant last. It will stay with Forest Hills Central baseline right. 2:28 to go. 51-45. Miller to throw in. Skips it short right corner to Godley. Up top, Vanderwood tries a 25-footer. Good! Jonas Vanderwood from in between the rings.
Vanderwood's made a couple threes. Not the most impressive by far. Got knocked off behind the screen. It was straight away, but he was well beyond even a little bit of a fadeaway as he hit it. He was falling back away from the basket.
Against the pressure, Baker swings it over to Bullhouse. Aldrink pass, tipped, corralled just on the other side of the timeline by Baker. Lobs it back for Aldrink. 3 or 4 risky passes in a row. 2:05 to go in the ballgame. 51-48. Up top, stolen away by Miller. He was looking, Alderink was for Steffen. Miller spins, clutches, off the window, no. Grabs his own rebound, put back short, board, Bolthouse on the floor, to a side scrum. Baker's got it, feeds out for Steffen. 1:45 to go. Steffen over the timeline, 51-48 Zeeland West. Pass, poked and stolen, this time by Hudkins. Hands it off for Miller to the basket. Right hand hook shot, no good, but a foul. Zeeland West turning it over consistently and currently endangering their chances of a regional championship.
Just cannot get the pass. They get it right around the half-court line, and then it's been just the pressure of the guards from the Rangers in their face constantly, and Miller playing like a man on fire right now. He's all over the place and making plays. He looks like he's getting a little worn out. He's going to probably need some timeouts down the stretch to stay in this game, but doing everything he can right now.
First free throw short. The foul on Alderink is his first, 3 on either team. 1:36 to go in the ball game. One more at the stripe for 11 and white. Brady Miller. Free throw up, rattles home. Able to get the touch on that one, and the lead is 2, and a full timeout is called from the FHC bench. We'll stay with you through this break. Thanks to Centennial Securities Farmers Insurance for presenting Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Make sure you check out the MGN shop as well for MGN merch through MichiganGameNight.com. I mean, I don't want to say the game was over, but it was certainly feeling at one of those points where the way Zeeland West was scoring, when it was a half-court game, they were in complete control. This trap has changed the game for a team that has many ball handlers like Zeeland West does. This has been one of the most impressive moves to a havoc press I've ever seen at the end of a ball game.
Yeah, it's something that they've done now a couple times, and they've got that ability when they've got guys like that, those seniors, guards that can really cover the floor pretty quickly. They're able to bring that havoc pressure out, get deflections, turn that into transition points, and it's really flustered the Ducks. And Zeeland West, has the size, and that's been their advantage. But they've got guys that can handle the basketball, as you mentioned. They've got seniors as well that they're going to need to get that the basketball. They're going to need to break the pressure in order to try to hold on to this lead.
51-49. Now the problem too for Coach Klein is the game's gotten a little too close to just hold the basketball as well. We'll see how much. Obviously, you're going to take as much time as possible. FHC crowd comes to their feet. They're on fire. Zeeland West fans do the same. Diamond in one trap. Actually, now they'll fall into a 1-2-2 trap. 1:35 to go. Inbound near side to Baker in the backcourt. Baker all the way to the far side to a leaning Steffen. Back to Bolthouse. Over the timeline to Alderink. Alderink pressured from behind. Got it right side to Steffen. To the corner for Yant. Back to Steffen. 1:24 in the ball game. Up top for Alderink. He'll hold with 1:20. Right side to Steffen. They're holding the ball. Here comes Steffen off the drive to the corner for Yant with 1:15. Up top to Bolthouse, 51-49, trying to run the clock out. Bolthouse trapped up, feeds left side to Baker with 1:07. Baker is trapped, reaching pass for Bolthouse. Bolthouse from behind traps, feeds right side to Alderink with 1:01. Lobs it back to Bolthouse. And Bolthouse is fouled by Hudkins. One away from the bonus. 57 seconds even to go in the ball game. A much more effective bit of work against the trap there.
Steady hands against the pressure that time, able to get the pass, keep it well out on the perimeter, and they a couple times break the double team, not really even looking to score it, just continue to pass it around. Eventually, the Rangers had to commit the foul.
Inbounded to Alderink with 56. Hits Bolthouse up top to Steffen. Drives, hands it off. Bolthouse, left hand shot off the window, and good for Trenton Bolthouse. 45 seconds to go. Off the drive, leaner, Hudkins, no, follow, Vanderwood, good to answer. Jonas Vanderwood and a timeout from the FHC bench now. CT break down that sequence, 37 seconds to go.
Really wild on both sides. Trenton Bolthouse gets the land in the left hand down the block. He's been big down the stretch, 4 points now, a couple free throws in there as well for the Ducks, and then on the other end, Hudkins a little bit out of control initially with the right hand drive, but Vanderwood is taken over in this fourth quarter, able to get the follow-up put back, lay it in, and Vanderwood now with 11 points in the fourth.
37.7 in the ball game. 53-51 Zeeland West. The Ducks have the ball up 2. 1 timeout remaining for FHC, 2 for Zeeland West. Next foul from the Rangers will send the Ducks to the stripe. I imagine we'll get that. I would say normally you get that relatively quickly, but with how effective their trap has been, they might stay off a little bit with how aggressive they get on it.
Yeah, they can allow it to play out for a little bit with how effective they've been in causing some turnovers. You don't want to rush the foul if you can get the potential breakaway and see if the Ducks can beat it initially. Then you have to imagine the foul coming pretty quickly from the Rangers to try to extend the game.
37.7 on the clock. Back to the 1-2-2 full court trap here. It'll be Bullhouse to throw in from his own baseline. The Ducks go right to left. They lead by 2 with under 38 seconds to go. Ball into Bullhouse. Here we go. Bullhouse runs the baseline. Inbounds, far side Steffen. To the middle of the floor, on to Aldrink. Near side to Baker. Still in the backcourt. Baker reaching on to Bullhouse.
I believe the clock was not running on the inbound. The clock was frozen on 37
Wow.
seconds for a long part of that inbound. Just had gotten rolling right before they blew the whistle, but they're going to have to figure something out here.
That's a good that. Wow. So that creates a situation. The Rangers, of course, unhappy because that trap was effective. There was a 10-second violation that was coming. So it sounds like they're going to take time off the clock. Now the question is, where's the 10-second? Does it restart? How are they going to deal with this? So it sounds like there's going to be 32 seconds put on the clock. This is a little bit of a mess getting dealt with because that wasn't like the 10-second violation, of course, was within 3 seconds, and Zeeland West was a long way from the half-court line still.
Yeah, a lot to try to sort out here no matter how you do it. One side's not going to be happy with the outcome, and the discussion here is it's a little unprecedented. It's exactly what the ruling is going to be is because the clock got going, so a second or two came off, but there had been 7-8 seconds before that where the clock had not been running, so it's kind of a judgment call as to how far the clock actually ran, if there was going to be a 10-second call or not, or if they wanted to just redo the whole thing.
Okay, both teams being sent back to their benches. PA's asking if fans are ready. I don't know if the refs are ready yet. They're still discussing things. So 32 seconds even has been put on the clock. 32 seconds even.
I think Coach George for Forest Hills not going to win the argument, but was just trying to explain is they had him in a situation where they're potentially going to have the 10-second call, turn it over, and they kind of got that stolen away from them. But regardless, the Ducks are going to get the ball in the backcourt.
All right, Bullhouse to throw it in from in front of the scorer's table. Throws all the way down the floor to Aldrink. Settles it down in the corner with 30 seconds. Left wing to Baker. Baker is trapped with 26. On the floor, regathers. Baker fouled from behind by Hudkins, who came in hard. And that will be our first bonus of the ball game for Luke Baker. 23.8 on the clock. A couple big ones right here as well to get it to a 2-score lead. Zeeland West with everyone around the half-court line or in the backcourt right here. 2 free throws for Baker with 23.8. First one for Baker is good. He's got one more coming. This to make it a 4-point lead with just under 24 seconds to go. Baker bends the knees, flicks it towards the basket, rattles it down, got the friendly touch. Baker able to hit them both. He's got 15 points. The lead is 55-51. Miller over the timeline with 20. Miller right wing for Godley. Hands it back off for Miller. Drives the baseline with 15. Up top for Cargill with 12. Cargill trapped up. Feeds to the corner to Hudkins with 9. Tries a 3. Off the back of the rim, no. Rebound Godley. Up top Cargill. Clutches with 4. Falls short off the front rim. Rebound Baker. Fouled from behind. And it looks like Zeeland West is going to hang on. My goodness, 1 second even on the clock. and the roof is about to blow off the joint. The Ducks won their first ever district championship last Friday, and how about they make it their first regional? They're a game away from the Breslin Center. Baker at the line, up 4 with 1 second to go.
The Rangers wanted to get the ball to Vanderwood. He's had a huge fourth quarter, knocked down 3 triples already in this fourth. They wanted to get him the ball, but the Ducks stuck with him like the entire way, just glued to him, did not allow him to get the basketball whatsoever. The Rangers wanted to get it to him. He was running all over the floor, but could not get an opening. Eventually just had to throw up a couple wild threes, unable to hit him.
Baker able to hit the first. He's got one more coming. Luke Baker, one more at the line. What a finish to the ball game for the senior. It's up, too strong. Final second off the clock. Cargill launches after the buzzer, and Zeeland West, for the first time in school history, are regional champions. They live to fight on to the state quarters. They are a game away from the Breslin Center in one of the games of the year, CT.
Absolutely incredible game. Both teams played really well. One of the best games we've had all year, and really in the last couple years. A tremendous game. The Ducks struggled a little bit in the first half. We're down at halftime, but able to correct things in the third and fourth quarter. Eventually hold on even from the pressure of the Rangers late.
All right, we've got a billion highlights, we've got stats, we've got awards, and a lot more to break down. Zeeland West in front of their student section will begin the celebration, and the Ducks are regional champions for the first time in school history. 56-51 the final. We'll be right back with the Centennial Securities postgame show.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number 1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Welcome back. Centennial Securities postgame show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. What a game. 56-51. Zeeland West moves on and live to fight another day. Have not seen the score, but likely it will be a third matchup against Muskegon, who's taken them down twice this year, but they were close in both those games. And what's the cliche about it being hard to beat a team 3 times? We, of course, know that will be on the table. The trophy to West. To their student section, they will celebrate with a Ryan Yant trophy in hand. Chandler, our stats from this one, please.
All right, we'll start with Forest Hill Central. A couple really impressive performances in the loss. 16 points for both Vanderwood and Miller. Cargill had 13, Godley with 4, and Hudkins with 2 for Zeeland West. Leading scorer, Baker with 16 points. Merritt Aldrink with 12. Bullhouse 11, Yant with 8. Anderson 5, and Stefan with 4 points.
All right, we have a lot of highlights. Let's start getting to just some of them from the second half. keyword just some of them here from the wild second half. And we go to the beginning of the third quarter. It was a good run to start. This was Trenton Bohaus, who had a great game, giving Zeeland West their first lead of the second half. Right to left over the timeline. 6.5 to go, third quarter, 26-24. Aldrich fakes a handoff, drives, right wing, Bohaus, triple for the lead. Good! Zeeland West back on top. Then the threes were wild down the stretch in the third quarter. First, this one from Vanderwood. The paint, jump stop, left wing Hudkins, drives, cut off left block by Aldrich, whip pass, right wing with space, Vanderwood three, good, and we're tied again. Jonas Vanderwood, first triple of the ball game. Then it was Luke Baker, had a huge game, knocking down this three to put Zeeland West back on top.
Some pressure and force the turnover, but the Rangers able to swing the pass over the top of the defense, get space for Vanderwood.
Baker, left corner three is good, and Zeeland West answers right back. 10 for Baker, 4 minutes to go in the. Then it was Merritt Aldrich muscling this one home through the contact. Wing for Anderson. To the free throw line for Bohaus. Up top to Steffen. Stares at the basket. Back into the paint for Bohaus. Reaching pass. Aldrich. Two-hand shot. Good. And a foul with a burst of emotion from Aldrich. 3:05 in the third. 31. Luke Baker would then get back on the action. Hit this three to extend the lead once again for West. And part of a big run. Leaner, two-hand short, rebound, Aldrich. He's off and running. Throws over the timeline to Bohaus. Left corner, Baker. Toes the line. Let the defender go by. Tries the three. Splash! Right down the hatch for Baker. A little bit later on, the lead was 6, and it was Jonas Vanderwood from deep hitting this three from the volleyball line to close the gap to one score. 45. Miller to throw in. Skips it short right corner to Godley. Up top, Vanderwood tries a 25-footer. Good! Jonas Vanderwood from in between the rings.
Vanderwood's made a couple threes. Not the most impressive.
Both teams would trade scores back and forth down the stretch as the trap for Forest Hill Central turned the game into chaos. And here's the final sequence as Zeeland West was able to hold off the Forest Hills attack and hang on for the win. The three, off the back of the rim, no. Rebound, Godley, up top, Cargill, clutches with 4, falls short off the front rim. Rebound, Baker, fouled from behind, and it looks like Zeeland West is going to hang on. And lastly, our Farmers Insurance play of the game. Merritt Aldrich had a couple and ones. My goodness, this second one was tough. And this was kind of the big momentum point in the ball game as well as he got it to go in the fourth quarter. The Farmers Insurance play the game. Merritt Aldrich and one. Over the timeline up the right side of the floor. Picked up defensively by Hudkins. Drives to the basket. Looked to throw it down. Took the contact. Sends it in off the window. And one. What a finish by Aldrich. 48-41. All right, Farmers Insurance play of the game there. Centennial Securities winning game plan. So there's kind of two ways to go with this. We last week, Wednesday, gave a winning game plan for the first time ever to a team that didn't win, which doesn't make any sense. So you left, and that's what Aiden and I came up with.
the losing game plan that was winning.
Right. But what it came from was Jennison in their trap and their zone and things that they did to East Kentwood to keep the game close despite the loss. Tonight, there's two ways to look at it because the winning game plan nearly went to FHC because of their trap at the end. So I suppose at the end of the day, the critical point in this ball game for the Centennial Securities winning game plan was when Coach Klein called that timeout and drew up just enough of a press break to get a couple times over the half-court line to kill mostly that 1:30-second possession, killed just enough clock to win. It was that timeout, whatever was talked about then, that wound up being the difference.
Yeah, no, it sure did. I think the game plan in the game was decided right there in that moment, and the pressure that the havoc that the Rangers were throwing at Zeeland West late in the game, if they'd been able to come back and win this game, there's no doubt that's the winning game plan that completely flipped the game late in the fourth quarter. And the Ducks, even though it wasn't pretty necessarily, and there wasn't exactly one specific drop that they that they're able to break it. They just finally able to hold on to the basketball long enough, not make some crazy passes, not allow the Rangers to get in there and deflect it, and that timeout just to kind of calm things a little bit ended up being the difference.
Rainbow Grill in Granville presents our player of the game. The Rainbow Grill is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. Couple ways to go. So Baker was the leading scorer for West, and he was there offensively the whole game. But we said it throughout that second half run back. When things were clicking, it was because the Mr. Basketball finalist, who's making his claim for that award with this sort of run, took over. He didn't lead the team in scoring, but my goodness, his second half scoring certainly led the way. Merritt Aldrich picks up tonight's Rainbow Grill player of the game.
For sure. I think you can see the scoring of the Ducks and the scoring of Merritt Aldrich go right hand in hand. And you saw in points, they had 10 in the second half when Zeeland West offense got going. And even though it's not always him scoring, the rest of the offense just opens up when he's got that physical style of game where he can go and make plays at the rim and an attack. And it's always him that's making some of the emotional leader plays that the Zeeland West team needs. Baker definitely honorable mention of was a tremendous scorer for the Zeeland West all night long, but it was the effort plays, the emotional leader plays from Merritt Aldrich down the stretch that really got the Ducks the advantage and allowed them to win.
Zeeland West is a team with 5 seniors. 3 of them have been playing up on varsity for all 4 years. You can add in another that's been up for 3 seasons. As a school, Zeeland West had never won a district championship. They are now regional champions. They are 1 game away from the Breslin Center. Stay tuned to @MI Game Night for the official word over the weekend, but I can tell you pretty confidently right now, we'll see you at Greenville. I assume I have not seen the score. I assume it'll be Muskegon unless there's an upset from Cadillac. And it'll be the 3rd game between those 2 conference rivals. But regardless, Tuesday night, MGN will be back there. Zeeland West looking to continue their march to the Breslin Center. What a game. 56-51. Zeeland West survives at the end after a huge second half before it. For Chandler Timmer, everyone at Michigan Sports Radio, Michigan Game Night, I'm Nate Dreyer, signing off. We'll see everyone Tuesday for the state quarters.